problem solver because when there are homeowners or investors who own apartments or places in homes that they're renting fall into a distressing situation. What do I mean by that? They may fall into short sale. Short sale is when you owe on your loan more than what your property is worth. I also assist people who are going through probate. That means that the homeowner has fallen asleep in death and they have not left either a trust or will with a trust, or they had not had another individual's name on the deed and mortgage, and they did not have a TOD in place, which is a transfer upon death in place. And as a result, the family or the surviving family member, next of kin, has to go through a series of things in order to go through what we call probate. And going through the probate court can be very, very tedious, and sometimes people need people like myself to provide them with real estate consultation, and then maybe they need resources, maybe they need a probate attorney, maybe they need some guidance as to the steps that are needed, maybe they need to have just things that DC provides, in our case Maryland and Virginia provides, to be able to help personal representatives or family members who want to be appointed as personal representatives of the estate. Either way, I am here to provide that kind of guidance. No doubt they're already going through emotional distress from losing their loved one and then having to deal with the procedures that come with the probate court. Then also, I help people, no doubt, maybe they're going through divorce and they want to sell the property as is, where it is, what it is, and again, need guidance on how to sell the house with, at the most, that can be sold, but presented in the best way possible. It doesn't mean that you have to do renovations to the property at all, but there's things that I'm willing to do. I usually sometimes there are cases where I can advance the homeowner by paying for staging, by paying for the property to be professionally cleaned after the family has decided the things in which they want removed from the property. Maybe there are some things that they do not want to take with them, but they need them disposed of. I can also advance funds up front to be able to work out something with 123 Junk, and to be able to have them to come in, and then the homeowner reimburses me for the staging, for the cleaning, for the removing of the items at closing, remove the items prior to putting the property on the market, and in order to present the property in the best way possible so that the divorcees or the couple that's going through divorce can be able to get the most that they possibly can. So those are some services I provide them as well. Then other distressing situations that need problem solved or resolved is when homeowners go through pre-foreclosure. Maybe what's happening is the homeowners are months behind in their mortgage, and they need some guidance to be able to help them to know how to deal with the lenders. Maybe they want to do a loan modification. Maybe there are other things in which they might want the opportunity to do but need help, need to know the steps. We provide a checklist or steps of what you can do in order to be able to either try to save your home or to be able to try to sell it, because obviously if you go through foreclosure, there's a chance that you may walk away with zero. But working with a professional agent like myself, who is a real estate problem solver, I can help out with trying to navigate things in such a way so that you can not only relocate, but also to be able to have some funds to be able to walk away with before before your place goes into foreclosure. In this way, you also be able to settle things with your lender. You're able to pay them off, be able to walk away with something in your pocket, and so that you'd be able to relocate somewhere where you will be able to stay. But again, I help out with that. And then my beloved seniors, I help them as well, who no longer want to deal with stairs or repairs in their home. And maybe they just simply, again, need guidance with the steps needed to go from point A to point Z. Maybe they want to relocate to assisted living facility. Maybe they want to relocate with a family member. Whatever that case, whatever that is, maybe they want to help with being able to figure out, okay, what are some resources that we need to do in order to, some of these things I've had and I want to donate them. Maybe they need numbers and names to places that they can be able to pawn their things with, or maybe there are some shops that may want to buy some of their items. But again, I'm here for those things. And then too, we're offering the ability to advance the homeowners to, again, stage their property, have it professionally cleaned, and if they need us to, if there's some items that they do not want and they want disposed of, we can advance for that as well, and have, again, 123 Junk come and remove those items as well. And then again, we have it professionally cleaned, stage it, and then put it on the market for the most that property can get in its existing state. Again, it doesn't mean that the property's renovated. It doesn't mean that the property is in great shape, but at least it shows as best as it possibly can, and we price it accordingly. And then, last but not least, we also help with landlords who are just tired of having tenants. They're tired of repair calls. They're tired of being able to have to go to court and have to worry about chasing people for their rent, and they just no longer want to be landlords anymore. Sometimes there are cases where we can help them to, if you are selling obviously in DC and you have a tenant, then you have to go through the steps it takes for TOPA. TOPA stands for Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act, and there's several documents like Form 1, Form 2, Form 4 that the homeowner or investor in this case needs to be able to present to the, or have sent via certified mail, etc., to the tenant, and there are some other sources that need to receive those documents as well. Again, I am helpful with that as well. I offer my services and being able to do that as well at a cost, obviously. That goes up under my real estate consultant piece. But again, I'm here to navigate you and help you to make that easier, and make that process go much smoother, all right, for you as well. Whether you're a landlord who has a 4-unit building, 2-unit building, 3-unit building, or maybe you own a single family home. All right, we're here for you to be able to take care of those sort of things with TOPA in the District of Columbia. And then in Maryland and Virginia, they have different laws as far as that's concerned. But Maryland does have some aspect of processes we have to go through. If it is tenant occupied, there's still a process that we have to go through. But again, having a professional realtor like myself who focuses on distressing situations or distressed properties, I'm here for you. So again, my name is Unica Powell, and as I said earlier, I want to share an experience with you of how I had recently helped someone who was going through a distressing situation, and in their case, it was probate. So I had a family who had lost one of their beloved family members, and obviously they had never sold a home before. And so obviously whenever you're dealing with the loss of a loved one, I mean, the emotions that come from losing a loved one is already enough. But then not knowing what you're supposed to do, can be very difficult for the family. So we were able to help them navigate on walking through the property, helping them to know what to do. So I helped them to, so I gave them guidance on labeling items that they want to keep, labeling items that they want to donate, and labeling items that they want disposed of. All right, the items that they wanted disposed of, we did an agreement for me to hire 123 Junk to be able to come, and I advanced the payment, and then the owners reimbursed me at closing. We also had the property professionally cleaned. Again, I advanced the owners, and they paid me at closing. And then also we did a few other things, because like I said, every house really does have its own identity, and it's not apples to apples. There's certain things that we might have to do for one property that we may not need to do for another. And so we were able to, because we really want to maximize the price and get as much as we can, even though it's a fixer-upper. But there's still things that you can do to make it as clean as possible, make it as neat as possible. If there's certain things that need to be checked, that really do need to be addressed. Like in this case, this particular property had evidence of what was tested to be mold. So for safety features, we had the, because for us it appeared to be, so we called this something on the wall, but we actually had it tested, and it was tested and diagnosed to be mold. So we had that spot assessed. The assessor called it mold, and so we had it remediated. Okay, we had the mold remediated. All right. So again, sometimes we have to do things in addition to those other things that we advance the owners on, and then with an agreement, the owners, reimburse us at closing. And as a result, after going through the guidance, also helping them to know how best to present the property, cleaning it up, being able to, making sure everything that needs to be out is out, and making sure they take the things that they want with them. And it really, really was nice, And as a result, we're able to get several offers in, actually, and we're able to go closing at a decent amount of time, less than 30 days. And as a result, my homeowners were able to no longer be distressed about having that as an issue. We also worked along with the probate attorney, kept him up to date, and things of that nature. A few times we did have to go down to the probate court. We went down to the probate court because it turned out that there was some title issues that we had to go down, and there were some things that we needed to handle with the probate court, and I went down there a few times to handle that as a courtesy to my owners. And so that right there was necessary, because again, time was of the essence during the contract process. And so we were able to do that as well, and be able to close successfully on this particular deal. And no doubt, not having someone there for these, should I say, heirs to the throne, and to the person representative of the estate, not having someone there like myself would have been very difficult for them. They really needed to have someone like myself there to represent them, to give them guidance, to give them direction, to show them the way to go, give them checklists and direction. And a lot of times we've done Zoom calls, we had to talk, about what the next steps are and things of that nature to help them and guide them through the process. And in doing so, we were able to have a successful closing. And so we were able to solve their problem in that probate situation, and be able to have happy heirs and a happy person representative of the estate. Obviously, we are not involved with the distribution of funds. Once the funds go into the estate account, again, they work with a professional probate attorney, and if you need recommendations on a probate attorney, give me a call. I'm happy to refer a wonderful probate attorney to you. If you need guidance in DC on wanting to get the booklet on so that you know what the steps are with probate, give me a call. I'll be happy to send it to you. Or you can DM me, or you can put a comment in the comments below of this particular video. Okay? So I'm happy to have presented this information to you today. Now you know what a real estate problem solver is, and you know of a scenario that I just shared with you about at least one of the things that we have done to be able to help someone who was going through a probate situation. Could have been very, very difficult for them. As I mentioned, the house had a lot of things in it. The house needed a lot of repairs. The house had environmental issues. But despite it all, we were able to consult them accordingly and guide them through the process. And we can do that for you too. So if we can be of help to you and you need book a call with us, please click on the link to book your call below or above, somewhere around here. Okay, go ahead on and book your call. So we give a 30-minute free we call it a real estate strategy call, so, or strategy consultation, whatever you want to call it, but it's 30 minutes or less. And we're happy to listen to what your situation might be to see if there's something that we can do to help you to resolve your issue. Again, I'm Unica B. Powell, the real estate problem solver. I serve DC, Maryland, and Virginia as a licensed real estate agent. I'm also a property manager in Washington, DC. But I can give consultations on the steps, no matter where you are, because I have a separate company. If you just need the steps needed throughout the United States of America, I have another company that I use that's not a real estate brokerage firm, but it's my LLC that I use. And I call that company, it's called Frustrated Property Owner Problem Solvers, and LLC. And what we do, again, is give people checklists on steps on what they need to do. But if you need a real estate agent in those other areas other than DC, Maryland, and Virginia, I'm happy to provide you with a referral in my network. Okay? But I can definitely give you a checklist through my LLC on the steps that it takes to go from A to Z to start your process. If you are going through a situation and you need to have that real estate problem solved, and you need to know how, and what steps to go through, I'll be happy to help you to do that, to have a checklist, and then you can, again, I can help you also refer you to an agent if it's not in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and then we can go from there. All right? So I am Unica V. Powell, the real estate problem solver. Give the girl a call, comment below. I'd like to get your feedback on this information that I've given you. If you feel that it has been of value to you, please definitely comment below. Okay? Talk with you soon. Bye-bye.